It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we've got the two franchises with more Super Bowls than anyone else. It's the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Kicker Chris Boswell has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here come the Patriots now on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones absolutely believed in himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there were many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
Jones looking to throw right away. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And that is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. Throwing Jones. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, That's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And some space. Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And when you watch Kenny Pickett play, you see a young man who got better every season in college and really blossomed in his final campaign, took his game to a new level, and made him a first-round pick in the NFL. He's the type of kid who can beat you with his mind, beat you with his arm, and occasionally with his legs. A tough, skilled performer. Kenny Pickett, he's got some moxie to him.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
First down, and they go back to Harris. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Harris running straight ahead. They find some open field here. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 51 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all this stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. Finding Harris over the middle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris taking it in from 2 yards out. And the the Steelers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So a great start. They force the turnover on the other side and then take it down the field on their first drive and finish it off with a short touchdown run.
Nice and efficient, excellent job blocking, finds the gap and barrels into the end zone. Great way to finish off that drive.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Pierre Strong to return it from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, Jones. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
What's the deal, guys?
Pickett back to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Complete. It's Johnson. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. New England trying to get to place on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs or putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
The Patriots send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Pickett. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On the draw, it's Harris. Oh, able to avoid him. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it, but a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's another carry for Harris. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On the delay, here's Harris. And a short gain down to about the 33. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Another go-around now for the Patriot offense. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Operating from the gun. Jones under pressure, and down he goes. Cameron Hayward able to drop in that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. Pickett to throw on first down. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down. Pickett now from the gun here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender.
What do you mean by that, Bert?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Pickett now on first down. Washington's got it. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 35 on second down. Pickett, pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football, as they've got it with a first and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 77 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. It may sound cliche, but those are the types of yards he can get you. He's such a bruising back.
He is, and typically with that type of a back, if he has any type of stamina, it shows up later in the ball game. Because trust me, guys get tired of running up and trying to tackle that big fella. It wears on him, and then he gets stronger as the game goes on.
Looking to throw, Pickett. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Calvin Austin, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And in the end, a Calvin Austin touchdown grab finished the drive off. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. New England's offense set to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man. Completes it to Smith-Schuster. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Off play action. Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Stevenson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Off the play fake, Jones. He's got it at the 15. A big play there for New England, 43 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Jones. Now he'll escape to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Stevenson is into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. And it's 17-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now once again, Kenny Pickett leading his offense out. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman, the ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. This is Harris on the draw. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Here's Jones on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get to place on offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. Only able to gain a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Jones on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris. He's in his zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Now a give, running left is Harris, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They run again with Harris. 92 yards rushing for him now to this point. Working with a 2nd and 4. Harris running straight ahead. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Boy, he did that one on his own, didn't he? How about using that low center of gravity, plenty of force, a lot of leg drive, breaking a tackle there, and picks up a 1st down on 3rd down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the give, this is Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Pickett going to bootleg it. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards there and a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Pickett. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. That's swung out wide to Harris. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Boswell's kick is good, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Patriots coming out now. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. To the air on 1st down with Pickett. Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. That one caught along the sideline. Did he stay in? Yes, he did. But hang on here. A penalty marker is on the field. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Pickett will look to throw it here. To the right side and complete to Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
They hand this off to Harris. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd and 9. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. George Pickens, his intended receiver there. And it's 3rd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And the lead will hold at 13.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Now Jones. And this will be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing Jones. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Pickett. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Pickett. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He juked him. Jones hit and the ball's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. He's going to look downfield for Henry. It got his man complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports halftime report. First things first, though. Let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for New England. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. But meanwhile, for the Steelers, by comparison, they've been the better of these two sides in the rushing department, as you see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
It's showtime, baby.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Takes it at the 7. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 24. Pickett sets up play action. And this one is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. This is Harris. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Pickett back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Jones. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Cameron Hayward in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. "31 yards on the punt there. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. He finds Pickens over the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. The Patriots going with a dime package here. 2 extra defensive backs on 3rd. Now Pickett. He's going to air one out. He's got him in. Complete. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Pickett lost it, and the Patriots have it. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. It's Stevenson with a run to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Jones. That's caught by Montgomery. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. To the right side, this is Stevenson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Jones. And over the middle, this is Parker. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
I know that we've seen their share of struggles, and the quarterback's been hit a few times in this game, but this one can't be put on the offensive line. They gave him plenty of time to throw the football. I think ultimately he has to be a lot more decisive in his decision-making and get rid of it and find an open target.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. Now the Steelers' offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. The big loss on first down leads to a tricky second down. 18 yards to go. Here's Pickett. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Pickett now from the gun here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out come the Patriots. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Stevenson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know at times today's NFL sure feels like everything's about the guy throwing the football. But when you've got a guy who can run it and move it and gain this type of yardage, you'll take him each and every time.
Now Jones on first down. Open receiver here, complete, it's Parker. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
From the 27, Jones. This is Montgomery with a grab over the middle. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 16. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We talk all the time about how important it is to have leverage in blocking. It's also a big part of policing up gaps. Did you move someone out of the A gap? Did you move them out of the B gap in order to create space for your guy to run? In this case, all those gaps were shut down.
Yeah, the movement was defensive, and they got him for a loss. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They run once more with Stevenson. And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Caught by Montgomery. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
Let's do this, man.
Pickett now on 1st down. Johnson with a completion over the middle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Off play action, Pickett. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Off the play fake, Jones. Checking this down to Stevenson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down. Back to throw. Jones. On the right side, open is Gesicki. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
It's showtime, baby.
They'll look to throw again. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
So a change of possession here on the punt. The Steelers ready for their next possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs. Right at the 30. To the air on first down with Pickett. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Completes this one to Pickens. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Pickett. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Matt Judon, his 2nd sack of the night.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack. This is Harris on the draw. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
New England's offense set to go. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A give for Stevenson, running right. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Throwing, Jones. Going deep for Montgomery. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but wasn't enough to get them to completion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Off play action, Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did it in a big way there.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. George Pickens and the Steelers headed back out for another series. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
1st and 10, here's Pickett. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss. Pickett will look to throw it here. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Back to throw, Pickett. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. From the end zone, it's Strong. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
They can't read it straight up. That's right.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Jones now on 1st and 10. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Trying to improvise. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. They set up the screen for Stevenson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Open receiver here, complete, it's Parker. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Jones. That's going to be caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Juju Smith-Schuster, 32 yards. And the Patriots have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert, and then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
Extra point right down the middle, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A little less than 90 seconds to go. This will be an onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Pickett to throw.
And this is going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to swell the lead to 6. Boswell's kick is good, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So now Jones and the Patriots
Down by 6, a minute 12 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Jones.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Alex Highsmith
In there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Here's Jones. To Henry.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
To throw is Jones.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.